Welcome to the Wealth and Love Blueprint, where love meets logic and money reveals the truth.
Let's just go ahead and shatter the biggest myth about modern romance, shall we? We're all told that finding the right person is the key to everything. But what if the real problem isn't who you're choosing, but why you're choosing them? Today, we're diving deep to uncover the hidden psychological forces that can keep you trapped in a relationship that is, well, slowly destroying you from the inside out. So let's get right to it. It's the question that keeps so many of us up at night. You're smart, you're capable, and deep down, you know you deserve so much better. So, why do you stay? Why do you keep going back to that person who just makes you feel small or anxious or completely unseen? The answer, and this is important, has absolutely nothing to do with your strength or your intelligence. It's about a hidden script, a psychological blueprint that was written for you a long time ago.
Okay, here's a truth that might just change how you see your relationships forever. You are not actually looking for happiness and love. You are looking for what feels familiar. And for a lot of us, what feels familiar isn't always nice. Sometimes it's pain or chaos or this constant nagging feeling that you have to fight for affection. We're not failing at love because we're picking the wrong people. We're failing because we are subconsciously drawn to the very people who will hurt us in the ways that feel like home.
And this, right here, is why that really nice, stable person you dated felt so, well, boring, right? They didn't set off those alarm bells in your nervous system that you've been conditioned to think is passion. They didn't make you work for their affection. They weren't unpredictable. And so, maybe you walked away, right back to the chaos, back to that familiar ache that you've mistaken for love.
So where in the world does this destructive pattern even come from? Well, to really get why you keep choosing the wrong people, we've got to go back. Way back. We need to look at the invisible blueprint that was created in your childhood, because believe it or not, it's still dictating pretty much every romantic choice you make today.
Just think of it like a love compass. It was set when you were a kid, and it's been pointing you in the same direction ever since. But here's the thing. It's not a compass that points to true north, to a healthy, loving partnership. No. It's a compass that points right back to the emotional landscape of your childhood, to whatever feelings you first learned to associate with love.
So take a second and really think about it. What did love feel like for you as a kid? Was it a safe harbor, a place where you felt unconditionally accepted? Or was it more like a battlefield, a place where you had to fight for every little scrap of attention and affection? Because if you learn that love feels like anxiety or like a constant state of uncertainty, then that's the feeling you're going to chase for the rest of your life. This becomes a kind of psychological ball and chain that keeps you shackled to your past. It's this invisible weight you drag into every single new relationship, a constant pull that leads you right back to the same familiar heartache. It becomes this self-fulfilling prophecy, a cycle of pain that you're just going to keep repeating until you find the courage to finally break that chain.
But listen, this isn't just about a broken heart. The cost of staying in a relationship that is slowly crushing your spirit is so much greater than you can probably imagine. It's not just your happiness that's on the line here. It's your entire sense of self.
Let's just be really honest for a second. The real reason you're staying, it isn't love, is it? It's because you are terrified of being alone. You'd rather be in a miserable relationship than face the silence, the emptiness, the scary thought of just having to be with yourself. But what you might not realize is that by staying, you are sentencing yourself to a much deeper kind of loneliness. The kind that comes from being with someone who doesn't truly see you, or know you, or love you for who you really are.
It doesn't happen overnight. It starts with a whisper, a nagging feeling that something just isn't right. But then it grows into a roar, this all-consuming irritation that poisons every single interaction. The love that once felt like a sanctuary now feels like a prison. The person you once adored feels like a total stranger, and before you know it, you're just drowning in resentment. Maybe your finances are a mess, and you honestly can't remember the last time you felt a genuine spark of joy. And this is where you enter the real danger zone. It's a psychological state called learned helplessness, and it can seriously feel like the point of no return. It's what happens when you've been beaten down for so long that you just stop fighting back. You start to believe that you are the problem, that you are the one who's broken. You basically become a ghost in your own life, just passively watching your own slow-motion self-destruction.
And this is the ultimate price you pay for staying too long. You don't just lose a partner. You lose yourself. You forget who you are, what you love, what makes you feel alive. You become this hollowed-out version of yourself, a person you don't even recognize in the mirror anymore. So if it's so bad, why is it so incredibly hard to just walk away? I mean, especially when you know you're losing yourself. It's not because you're weak, it's because you're caught in a carefully constructed trap, a psychological cage designed to keep you exactly where you are.
You see, the most dangerous person you will ever love isn't the one who is just openly cruel all the time. No, it's the one who is a master of manipulation. The one who can make you feel like you're the crazy one. The one who can convince you that their abuse is actually just a strange form of love.
And they usually use two main tactics. On one hand, you've got the emotional confessor. This is the person who weeps and begs for forgiveness, who promises you the world if you'll just give them one more chance. They feed you just enough hope to keep you dangling on the hook. On the other hand, you've got the gaslighter. This is the one who will look you right in the eye and tell you that what you saw, what you heard, what you felt, it never happened. They'll twist your words, rewrite history, and make you question your own sanity until you have no choice but to rely on their version of reality. And you have to understand this is not a game. This is a calculated campaign to dismantle your mind, to literally erase your sense of self, and to turn you into a puppet that they can control. And if you don't get out, you risk losing yourself completely.
But there is a way out, I promise. There is a path to freedom. And it all starts with one simple but incredibly profound act of courage: choosing yourself.
Leaving is not a sign of failure. It is a declaration of your own worth. It's a statement that says you will no longer tolerate being treated with anything less than the love and respect you absolutely deserve. It is the ultimate, most powerful act of self-love. Now, I know you're probably scared of being alone. I get it. You're worried you'll never find anyone else. But let me tell you something. Being truly alone is 1,000 times better than being with someone who makes you feel alone. Choosing to be alone for a while is actually an act of faith. It's a belief that there is something better out there for you, that you are worthy of a love that lifts you up, that makes you feel seen, that makes you feel safe. It's a promise to yourself that you will no longer settle for crumbs when you deserve a feast.
So now it's about taking that first step, and that always begins with identifying the pattern that's been holding you captive. So look at this question and just be really honest with yourself. What is that familiar feeling, that old script you've been mistaking for love, that you are ready to walk away from, starting right now? Because your journey back to yourself, it begins with that one answer.
By aligning your heart and your finances, you unlock true growth. Subscribe to Wealth and Love Blueprint.